Alrighty, so we are back, and today we're going to be doing some community interaction. This is, something I've been trying to integrate a little bit more into the channel for you guys. Just more discussion of what you like, what you want to see, all of that fun stuff in the comment section on Twitter. And I like to be able to connect with you guys outside of just the stream and stuff like that. So this is one way of doing it. Now, I have a question for you, right? If, in theory, we had a Part EX for the Equitable Dokkan campaign, who and what would you want for it, right? And then, obviously, I said I'll go over response in the video, so that way people will be a little bit more inclined to respond and give their ideas. Now, you may be wondering, why do I think that there is a Part EX potentially coming? And the answer is pretty simple, and it just comes down to stuff that's within the game right now. And one of these things is the fact that the home banners are going to be changing a little bit in here, and we have a whole bunch of different content going on in this stuff where like things are going to be going away on a specific time before GDC ends, right? And I think that that is interesting and potentially could lead to something, could be nothing. But something that is also interesting is that the Daima event is going away on the 31st. And again, Daima, the Daima event is going away before GDC starts, or GDC ends, excuse me. So it's like, why would they be doing these two things in specific, with like the home banners changing and all of these different things, and the thing for the Daima event going away and all of that? It just has some strange timing, and that really sort of it just begs a question of like, what are they at with this, right? Now, again, it could be nothing. It's not impossible that we see that where, we have a situation where it's just coincidence that they're ending this because it's been around for a really long time, and we need to sort of just move things around and whatnot, and that is sort of where we are at right now. So I think the timing of this is really what it comes down to for me. And that's really what it comes down. It's like I'm repeating myself at this point. So, like I said, I asked what you guys want to see. I think that more than likely, my theory on the matter, and this is not an unpopular opinion or anything like that. This is pretty common, not knowledge, but the pretty common opinion here, that this is more than likely going to lead to a Part EX for GDC being a Daima sort of celebration, or a Daima part, because we saw this during the 10th anniversary, where for Daima, we saw that during Part EX of the 10th anniversary, and then they gave us the mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. So, like I said, I asked you guys, what do you want to see? And what I want to do is go over the replies here. So, first up, we have something Saiyan Saga related. Now, I already know most of you don't want to see Saiyan Saga, I'm sure, but our boy Ryudo does. So, I think Saiyan Saga has potential, but I don't know if I want it tied to a celebration that people are going to care about, because what I saw personally in my experience with Saiyan Saga being part of Legends' 7th anniversary, it led to a sort of negative connotation or tone within the community, and I don't think people were very happy with the fact that we saw this sort of unhyped release, if you will, that people wanted to be a bit more excited about. And even with the ground battle updates and stuff like that, really cool stuff, but it just doesn't feel like it was enough. People were not happy with a not hype release. So I would prefer they stay away from Saiyan Saga for GDC. I like the Goku versus Vegeta fight. I just don't know if it's worth investing a major celebration that people have extremely high hopes for, and then banking on Saiyan Saga being able to hold it down. Especially considering I think Saiyan Saga is perfectly set up for a Dokkan Fest X Carnival, a dual Dokkan Fest. All of those things are really important, and I don't know if just like a Saiyan Saga Goku is really worthy of this spot. So just keep that in mind. Saiyan Saga, I don't hate the idea, but I think that we're on a pretty high, like a pretty good high right now in terms of where like the characters that we're dropping with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, a fake Vegito Blue, Omega Shenron, Rose Goku Black, right? Really no reason to go back on that and start reverting to less Super Saiyans, less colorful forms, right? Less neat auras, right? Less hype. I just don't think that's the direction that we should be taking for this first part, or for this Part EX, if we were to have one in theory. Okay, so had to take a minute there, but we are back. And so, what do we got in here? Mini Super Saiyan into Super Saiyan 3 Goku. for the memes, Prime Battle LR Goma into non-third eye giant Goma. Maybe the Gogeta clone. Yeah, I think we got to get over this Gogeta clone thing. I don't think that's going to happen at this point. I think that what we saw was we got a free-to-play team and then a more traditional free-to-play LR. But the way you farmed up that LR was a little bit different, so that was fun. We got He's Coming. Yep. I'll give you a little spoiler. I did look through these replies a little bit. You're going to see this GIF a lot in this video. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini, I think, is actually a really good pick for this specific instance of, like, it's kind of tough to say because this feels like the less hype of the two. And I also love this 244p or 240p GIF, but like, if you're going to do Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I think a part EX TUR is like how you want to handle the mini Goku. And if you want to do like a standalone adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that could potentially be like, you know, your Dokkan Festival exclusive LR for Tanabata in the fall, or the 11th anniversary, or GDC 2026, whatever they want to do, right? I definitely don't want it to be GDC 2026, but that doesn't mean that it's like it's an impossible sort of scenario that they go with. But if they were to do Daima, I think that this is a perfect like scenario for them to do it, right? Like a mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku here, potentially a Giant Power lead, right? Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader. Something like that, I think, could work really well to make Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta look even better, right? Super Saiyan 4 Goku look even better, the other one. I don't hate this pick one bit, but mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I think that that's one of the safer ones for sure. But again, it's kind of tough to say if they want to sort of use this portion of Daima on a Part EX and not have it be like its own headliner for a celebration, with it being like a Daima themed celebration rather than it just being like what we're seeing here, where we have, you know, this, you know, hype release, but just at the end of a part here with, or the end of a celebration here with GDC. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini, this is definitely the betting favorite right now, but we shall see. EX Dokkan Fest TUR Tapion. Now, I'm down for a new Tapion. The last Tapion we got in this game, we could pull that up here. If we go to Siblings Bond, would probably be the easiest way to do this. Siblings Bond right here. You like how fast that was? But the last Tapion character that we have seen in Dokkan LR-wise is right here with STR Tapion and Minosha. And you have to go, at least on the global version, all the way back to, I believe this was the last one. Right? I guess we'll just, I didn't really want to type into the microphone. I'm trying to avoid doing that because of this damn mechanical keyboard. But if we do, so I'll type real quiet, right? We do Tapion. Yeah, so this is like, these are the most recent Tapion characters. And I think it's like, this character always has something interesting where it's like, you know, he tries to seal Harudagarn. So Tapion Harudagarn could always be something that we get. Or a, like, this wouldn't be very hype, but like imagine a Tapion and Trunks like reverse exchange character, or a different version of Tapion and Minosha that do it like a reverse exchange. That I think potentially could be something. If you're gonna go, like, imagine, like, I'm not saying I want this really, but if you are going to do like a Dokkan Fest Tapion, then those are the scenarios that we are discussing here, where we have characters like this and that in those spots. So it's at least something to note with, you know, Tapion and Minosha. I don't really want like Minosha to be part of GDC, but if you want to do a Tapion, and this is Bringer, if y'all don't know, he's a legend around here. He's always on the streams and stuff, and he's always talking up Tapion. So that's why, you know, he's here to sort of, he's got to glaze Tapion because somebody's got to do it, right? But moving along, I wouldn't mind a TUR mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so that we can go into mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku for the Tanabata replacement celebration. Yeah, so when he says replacement, all this means is Tanabata is being moved, right? Like, Tanabata is being relocated, and Worldwide Download Celebration has now essentially turned into the Global Dokkan campaign, which is also the global anniversary. So basically think of Tanabata as like the major fall celebration, and we're kind of hoping that we get like a Super Saiyan 3 Goku into a Super Saiyan 4 Goku soon. Lots and lots and lots of good stuff that can come from that. A lot of people, I'm sure, would be excited for a sort of version of Goku where he does, I don't want to call this iconic yet, but like one of the more recognizable things from Daima is like when he's in Super Saiyan 3 and then he throws his shirt up. Like, that's a pretty cool shot. I really like how they did some of that stuff with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Daima, and Super Saiyan 3 is a pretty badass form. Most people, I'm sure, are a fan of it, and then that also just opens the door to potentially get a Super Saiyan 4, and I think it would be a disservice to Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima if we were to get that character as like a release, and he does not have the one more bonus somewhere in the active skill and an intro, wherever it may be. I think you have to have that included. That would be part of like the marketing for him. It would be a really exciting time because people have been just waiting for this release a long time. This is just a repeat of Beast Gohan all over again. So something interesting, right? Int Gogeta 4 EZA and Vegeta and Trunks EZA. Now, for me, the hope is that this gets relocated to a potential part 3 if we were to have that, with this celebration again being a global anniversary. Typically, the way the anniversary works is 1, 2, 3, and potentially an EX, like we saw with the 10th anniversary, like we saw with the 7th anniversary. We had an EX part for that one. I don't remember if the 9th anniversary had a part EX. I don't know how I could do this from here. But like part EXs are just like reserved for like the anniversary level stuff, right? And then that essentially just becomes a part 4, and I think this would be a little bit before that, because that would tie back into the future as well as the GT stuff that we have went over. So I would prefer them to not do this as part of the EX part and just put this into part 3. I think that would be the way I would personally do it. No new character. Give us All-Star EZA Battle Part 2. Interesting. So if you guys don't know, All-Star EZAs, this was a 999 stage gauntlet. Not difficult, just long. And when I say long, I mean exuberantly long. I don't even know where that thing's at. We got to go closer to the 7th anniversary. We go up here. Dokkan All-Stars. So what this essentially was, if you guys don't know, is like a trip through Dragon Ball that is an Extreme Z battle, and you would have a boost category for certain like numbers of the stages, right? So like 1 through X would be Dragon Ball Saga, and then it would just continue to move, and you would just have to keep playing through this and playing through this and playing through this until you got to 999 stones, or 999 stages. You guys can see this is how it worked. So from Universe Survival Saga, from 839 all the way to 999, you would have to use a specific category like Universe Survival Saga to get through it. Now, the rewards for this were very, very good, right? Lots of orbs, lots of Kais, stones. I believe it went all the way up to 300 stones. So if you were somebody who was willing to farm this, you were going to be rewarded. However, it takes a super, super, super long time. So I would probably say no, because this is going to take longer than even something like Festival of Battles. But I do kind of see the vision where it would be like, if you guys want something to do, that's something to do. So All-Star EZA Battle. Let me know how you guys would handle, or what you guys think about an All-Star EZA Battle. I think that would be interesting, but I don't know if I would really want that as of right now. I think that there's just other things that we need to be focusing on before we start talking about things like that, right? It's just not really needed, if you will, to sort of get through that. But yeah, All-Star EZA Battle, sure. If that's something you want, knock yourself out, right? Lots of people saying Daima for EX part, which is completely fair, but what if we get a new Frieza? Either Final Form Namek Frieza or Dragon Ball Super Broly Frieza, who transforms into Golden Frieza, since we don't have a transforming Golden Frieza yet from Dragon Ball Super Broly, or maybe, finally, Dokkan Festival exclusive Garlic. Now, I can tell you I don't want a Garlic, but I can tell you that I do want some type of transforming Frieza. Really, when it comes to Frieza for me, I want a Frieza from Namek. Just Final Form Frieza from Namek would easily satisfy my hunger, if you will, for a new Frieza character. I think that Frieza from Namek is criminally underrepresented in this game, considering he is the, like we've talked about this, is the Dragon Ball villain, right? There is no character that even comes close in terms of, like, when you think of a villain in Dragon Ball, it is Frieza, and the most iconic version of Frieza is the one from the Namek Saga. So that is how I feel about that specific situation, right? Being able to get through that, looking at this, I think that would be what I would want as a Frieza, or from a Frieza, right? When we look at Dragon Ball Super Frieza. It's kind of tricky because obviously we have the one from the Tournament of Power and all that fun stuff. But really a Frieza from Namek is what I'm after. But I definitely understand the perspective of like, oh, what about Dragon Ball Super Broly? I think if they were to do that, I would prefer that they go the route of him being like just not tied to GDC. I think that definitely is like a filler sort of Dokkan Fest that you can get away with, or make him like an anniversary level LR or a carnival LR during Tanabata, right? Or something like that. I think that is how I would do it personally. But I do understand the thought process of wanting him to be from Dragon Ball Super Broly or something like that. What I think would be really cool is like, we don't need a transforming Frieza, that's for sure. We have a gazillion of those in terms of like from first to, final form to golden form to full power. Just a final form into full power if you really want to do that. But I really just want a base final form Frieza. That's kind of where I'm at. So what do we got up next? I'd want Namek Saga / ROF. We have so many Easy A's waiting, and most of the Frieza / ROF cards are either outdated or unusable in the current content. Yeah, so Frieza seems like a lot of people are after a Frieza character. This is a ROF being mentioned. We do have a Golden Frieza from ROF, so I don't know if I would really want that. And that would open up the door for a Blue Boys Easy A, though. So that would be pretty hype, right? I think that character still has like the slightest bit of potential if you get like a good Easy A or something like that. But I'm not holding my breath, right? I don't think that's a like an Easy A I'm expecting much for, but like LR Golden Frieza, that could be like a wicked Easy A, right? He could be really, really good because he has that 90% damage reduction. Maybe rather than it being every other appearance that you have, or every appearance that Golden Frieza is, it's like every other appearance. So maybe in theory you were to have 2 turns of the 90% damage reduction and then 2 turns of the next increment of his damage reduction. I think that could be an interesting way to sort of operate with him if you wanted to give that character an Easy A. I don't hate that idea, but I'm not sure that would be the direction that they want to go in, right? So just keep that in mind. Anything but Daima, I have 0 stones. Sure. That makes sense to me. Like, you're hyped for Daima, and you don't want it to come on the hinges of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta being an LR that's in the game that just took all your stones, right? Omega Shenron being really good, Rose Goku Black, who's a big hitter, and then a fake Vegito Blue as well. Like, lots of really hyped characters that people are extremely excited about. And then just to get hit over the head with a part EX where it's like, oh, here's Daima Super Saiyan 4, that definitely I could see being really frustrating for characters or for just players in general because they just don't have any stones right now. But that is by design, right? They thought Mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was going to do that, but people were a little bit wise with that, so I'm glad that that's the case here. All right. Daima's taking so long to come out at this point that I would really want a Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku just to get it out of the way so we can get the big boys next. Yeah. I think if we were to get a Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that would be nice because then we know if we revisit Daima, then that's what it's going to be. Like, right, like the gifts that you guys see right here, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you guys know these are going to be who we see in the next instance of these characters, right? Just can't really fart around with the minis for too long. If you want to do a transforming one, sure, but I would rather just get the adult one straight up right away at this point. But if you are going to go the route of 2 releases, then I would rather them start with minis. That way we can be a little bit more hyped for the adult one later on down the road, like we saw with Ultimate Gohan and the Beast Gohan. It was only a matter of time before we did get Beast Gohan. And then when we ultimately did get the Beast Gohan, he was extremely exciting. So it was pretty cool to see. It has to be him. Yep, another Daima Super Saiyan 4. Daima Super Saiyan 4 Mini would be the perfect part EX Dokkan Fest, sure. Super Saiyan 4 Adult Daimaku who leads Giant 8 Power. I want an actual good Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta or Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku into Super Saiyan 4. Yep, so more Daima. Aside from the ones we already know, I want a Super Easy A for LR Tech Rose and Zamasu. I think the problem is their Easy A was too recent, where they came out in 2022. I believe they Easy A'd as a long part of the Future Saga Tanabata that we saw. So I think they're a little bit too far off for a Super Easy A, but I don't hate the idea. Because he wants a partner for this Rose that's not a clone. So that does make sense. I don't hate that idea. I gave that a heart just to, I thought I saw the vision. But The double int easy A's for TUR, Gogeta 4 and Vegeta and Trunks. Genuinely surprised they haven't easy A'd yet. Yeah, I would agree. And if they don't do it now, who knows when? Yep. I'd want to pull a unit from the celebration. Oh, boy. We got to give my boy... Let's give an F for John Batman. Yeah, that's rough. Hopefully your 44% ticket comes through. But, you know, you just got to be patient with this stuff. Situations like this, I don't know anything about Mr. John Batman here. So I don't know if he's a new player. I don't know if he's just getting shafted, how many stones he is in. But in theory, if he didn't save for the celebration and this happened, hopefully this could be a learning experience for you to understand, especially if you're free to play, why you should be saving for these celebrations. Just so stuff like this doesn't happen. So in case it does happen, you can avoid it with pity. Wouldn't want a new unit, but maybe just throw an absolute left field pick and say, easy A for LR in Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, he's too new. He's barely 2 years old at this point. I don't think he needs an easy A. Mini Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Everything points at it. I would agree. In LR Kefla, I could get down with some Kefla. I wouldn't hate that. But I don't think we need to go back to Universe 6 because of what we saw during Golden Week with the summonable LR for Kale and Caulifla as well as Hit as the Dokkan Fest, and then we recently saw Champa as well. I can't lie, a Dokkan Fest exclusive Trunks either from Future or GT would hit for Party X. I don't want a GT Trunks, bro. Like, why is he wearing shorts? I'm not getting down with that. But a Future Trunks, right? Like a kind of a remake of the AGL Dokkan Fest. I could get down with that. Namek Saga, we talked about this a bit, right? I don't think it would be dual, so if it would probably just be Frieza, because I don't think they're going to do Super Saiyan Goku. Definitely an LR Easy A Tech Broly boosted for a limited time. Limited time boosts on Easy A Tech Broly would be nuts, dude. He would probably like open up his attack stat at like 150 million or something like that. Like, it would be absolutely unbelievable where he would be. That'd be pretty exciting. LR Kid Buu. Yeah, we always see these. Let me check this real quick. The spam filter is weird on Twitter. Let me just make sure there's nothing like funky in there, and then we can call it a video. You see what I mean? There's all types of good responses here. Not muted accounts or anything, but they're marking it as spam. So, double, not dual, pretty much what the gamma is. Okay, so an exchange character. Dokkan Fest Ku and Do. Yeah, I would get down with that. I think a lot of people want that. I would be so excited for that character. Mini Super Saiyan 4, they make the next big one for Tanabata be Daima. If not the big boy, then at least Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Sure, I don't hate that. A GT villain for Omega's team, hopefully Super 17. That would be awesome. Yeah, see, a lot of similarities here. Tag Hellfighter 17 plus Android 17. I don't care if they fuse. We have a TUR that fuses like that. Then Easy A, LR Super 17, and the Android 17s. Little too soon for that, I think. Not Super 17, but these two. The Dokkan Fest. Easy A's. We got Vegeta and Trunks, Super 17, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And then the summonable character being Daima Super Saiyan 4 Mini. Yeah, Daima Super Saiyan 4 Mini is all over this, right? Mini 4Q is late, man. Just drop him already as a TUR and be done with it. The moment this would have made the most money is long gone, and it is not. It is just annoying how long they've held out. Yeah, I could see it. I wish that it would just be over, but, you know, it is what it is. Namek Goku here, Mini Super Saiyan 4, Mini Super Saiyan 4, Mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku, into Mini Super Saiyan 4. Any answer other than Daima Super Saiyan 4 is wrong. Mini Super Saiyan 4, free character for the EX part. Hell yeah, but I doubt it. And then Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini. So that is how we are looking right now for a potential part EX. Again, the thing that really points to it for me is this event going away before GDC is over. And stuff like that, and some of these expiration times on these banners, like on the little news tab or whatever, it all sort of just points towards something happening towards the end of the celebration. And we still have like 2 weeks left of the celebration, and like we're already into like the super easy A's and the sub easy A's for part 2. So let me know down below how you guys are feeling about this. What would you guys want for a part EX? A lot of talk for Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku for sure. So again, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know down below what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like before you go and subscribe to the Vilify channel for more Dokkan content. You know, try and keep you in the loop here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.